Hello, my name is Caleb Smith with the Rocket Miner, here to provide an update for October 12th, 2020. Sweetwater County School District Number 1 meeting just ended, so there was a quick executive session at the end, and it was a blink or you missed it, getting back into regular session, closing the meeting without taking any additional action. The meeting started with some teacher recognition, which they noted they happened. Hasn't been a part of some of their more recent meetings, but they were very happy to honor the Teacher of the Year, Teresa Lemke, the special education teacher at Westridge Elementary School. She spent the majority of her time at the meeting talking about the support she receives, saying that she doesn't help students meet high expectations by herself. She praised family members, school staff, all these people who she cited as constant sources of inspiration. In addition to the students themselves, she said that at the end she shared a Valentine that was a couple years old that she'd gotten from a student who said, "My heart is comfy because of you." That's a good testament to any teacher out there. At the meeting, there was a bit of public comment, as we've often had in our school board meetings lately. One topic that came up repeatedly, particularly through teachers and representatives of the Sweetwater Education Association, talking about the workload of teachers, noting that there's some areas where they're seeing improvements, but also acknowledging that it's still a hardship. As was noted in this meeting, and actually I have some members of my family who are in education, either retired or some still plugging away with quite an entertaining school year. No one really ever took a class on how to teach during a pandemic. And we have some very talented, very gifted people doing their utmost to keep up with it. But we're still facing some unique challenges and still trying to figure out what the best way to go forward. Still looking for input, still looking for solution suggestions. Acknowledging the situation is important. If you're working hard, you want to get credit for it. At the same time, just saying, "I know you're working hard and I'm pulling for you," does some good. But also seeing what you can do to offer them more resources, more training, or just take things off their plate. And that's something that the school district, school board, administration, in addition to teachers themselves, are doing their best to work out. One question popped. One of the questions during the public part of the meeting was asking about why are parent-teacher conferences virtual? And that was a quick exchange. One that's it's noted that right now, cases are up in Sweetwater County compared to where they were. Not too long ago, the number of active cases were in the single digits, and we have climbed since then. Not to mention, we've had a number of cases throughout the school district, little cases here and there. The district has stressed that the majority of the cases appear to have resulted in infections outside the school, but people showing up anyway. And depending on whether or not they were wearing masks properly, when 6 feet of distance could be maintained, is when some people were being sent into quarantine, versus when sometimes the rest of the class was allowed to stick around if they'd been following the state health guidelines. It's come up again. It's just repeated again. School district is following the rules, the expectations provided by the state. Doesn't matter whether they're popular or not. This is what the state is telling them to do. And it's been noted that in a number of activities, I've seen some myself with the football games that I've attended while covering the Tigers, that even though it's fully stated in multiple places that you're expected to wear a mask, it's on the check-in form when you're trying to get the ticket. You're reminded of that when you first get to going through the gate. In addition to multiple health announcements from the new digital bulletin board, announcements in the booth, and other places. There are a number of people who aren't following the rules as they have. And I guess just as a personal note, my question to those of you out there, if you're an adult, knowing that this is the rule, and you're purposely not following the rule in front of maybe your children or people in your care, I want you to ask, what lesson are you teaching your kids? what does it say when you're saying the rules shouldn't apply when you don't agree with them? And what does that, how do you think that message might be received? And what would be the consequences of that? Talking about enforcement has been a major concern of the administrators for these type of events, and they're saying that they don't want to have to deal with that, in addition to health concerns. Parent-teacher conferences, it's a lot of people coming in and out quickly, or it's cram a lot into those meetings. For the health of the students, staff, families themselves, they're going to do so virtually. Also in the meeting, there had been some question about whether or not they're going to conduct a survey of teachers and look at their morale and whatnot. It was noted by more than one person that it's, including the public comments, that it's a pandemic. We kind of know how our morale is right now. There are some suggestions about maybe wanting to put some questions on there about let's talk about how you're feeling, because we know you're feeling stressed and you have all this extra stuff, but would you have any solutions? The board made the decision to not spend the money on that type of survey, and it will be put back into the budget to be used on potentially other issues. Also at the meeting, and maybe it's if you have the Parent Square update, you maybe got the update on the fact that they're still looking for people to join the budget group to help figure out and get input on cost savings task force. Sorry, it's sometimes hard to flipping through multiple sources here. The Governor Mark Gordon has asked that school districts voluntarily cut their funds by at least 10%, because right now it looks like there will be a $500 million shortfall for Wyoming's K-12 education. To figure out what's the best way of doing so, they're asking people to step in. Just one person shouldn't be coming up with all this. That's a lot of pressure put on the person. We want a lot of different perspectives, whatnot. One of the things that they are asking that people be able to attend all of the meetings that would be there. Meetings are scheduled for October 29th, November 5th, 12th, and 19th, typically from 6 or 6:15 to 8:30. It's one of those things where they're looking for people to sign up through October 20th. There are you can see that information for that on the school district website, or also we'll be including this in our coverage at rocketminer.com, physical edition, whatnot. Especially for those of you out there that you have some ideas that you think that could do some help, please consider being part of the solution. It's easy to criticize. It's easy to tear down what's already in place. It takes more to build something new, to construct an alternative. And with the coronavirus, we need to do a lot more of that. Whether we want to or not, it's a necessity. Anyway, that was a school board meeting. Like I said, you can see it on the school district's YouTube channel. You can see we'll have a little bit more in depth in our coverage coming soon in our pages, and hopefully whether it's physical pages or the links you're clicking through. Anyway, this is Caleb Smith with the Rocket Miner newspaper, wishing you a good day and a safe tomorrow. Bye.